Okay, recording already started. Okay, so today we will do 3 chapters. Okay, today is the last day. First and foremost, I think let's do the attendance list. Okay, so that is done. So today we will look at chapter 8, strategy evaluation. Right. Okay, can you see the slides?
Yes.
Can.
Okay, so we are
Can.
here. Yeah. So we are quite in already. So we got to evaluate the strategy and how to control them. So because your OTSW keep on changing, so your strategy can be how do I say become obsolete. So when should you do your strategy evaluation? Okay. Whenever you are uh, having the strategy being implementing uh, across time. So you want to see the actual versus the actual result versus the planned result or the strategy result. And you feel something is very out, then you should evaluate the strategy. Or when your OTSW change a lot, that's when you must need to evaluate your strategy. Okay. Okay. So the key point is timely evaluation. Okay, timely evaluation. That is the key point. So what do you mean by timely? Whenever OTSW is changing uh, very drastically, or where your actual result is very different from your expected results. Okay, so we're now talking about evaluation of the strategy. Okay, not the finding why the actual is very out from the plan. We know there's an out. Okay, we know OTSW is changing. Okay, so we need to evaluate the corporate strategy. Is it still can keep? Need to change? Need to amend? Need to delete? Come up new strategy? That's what we mean by strategy evaluation. Now, when you talk about when actual result is different from your planned result, the variance. Okay, when you look at variance and if the variance is very huge, you do strategy evaluation, or if there's no change in OTSW significantly, then you will think of countermeasures for the variance. But that is different topic. So strategy evaluation is to evaluate the original strategy that you have, whether is it okay or not. So take corrective action, or sometimes we use the word countermeasures. Okay. So again, depending goal, okay, garbage in and garbage out. So your evaluation can be no better than the information which is based on. Okay, so be careful. Lower management may bluff the numbers. Okay, so that to show they are in a better light. So if that's the case, then if the numbers are bluff or biased, then you may fail to notice big variances, and thus you may fail to do the necessary evaluation of the original strategy. So now, consistency. These are the criteria. 4 criteria. First one is consistency. Now, does your strategy, okay, does it have inconsistent goals and policies? Now, when you originally make the corporate strategy, it looks to be okay. But because of OMT, okay, or S&W, therefore now the actual situation may have changed so drastically. Therefore, the actual situation make your current strategy to be inconsistent. Okay, so then we look at this. Okay, so if a managerial problem continue despite changes in personnel, or it tend to be issue-based rather than people-based, then strategies may be inconsistent.
Hmm.
So if one department is successful, which cause another department to have failure that is inconsistent. If policy problems and issues continue to be brought to the top for resolution all the time, since we have a lot of firefighting, then strategies may be inconsistent. So when you have these three examples, you need to review because of consistency issue. Second is consonance. Look at the trends, okay, whether it's individual trend or industry trends or economic trends or country trends. So if the trend change, you may want to do an adaptive response, because when the trend change, you need to be adaptive to the new trends. Okay, that's what it means for consumers. For example, the daycare of children, explosion came about as a combined result of many trends. So the other trends which cause this daycare explosion include rise in average level of education. That means more workers, okay, are working, especially female workers. Increased inflation means household income not enough. So the trend is household income not enough, so more people will be working. Therefore, their children, they send for daycare and so forth. Feasibility. Now, your strategy must neither overtax available resources nor create unsolvable problems. Now, when you do the original strategy, you may have done your OTSW. At that time, especially for the internal assessment, you will have looked at your resources. But because of whatever reasons, this available resource may be reduced or may have changed, and therefore you may have overtaxed it. Okay, or you may have created unsolvable problem. What do you mean by unsolvable problem? As unsolvable problem normally should come from OT. When OT change a lot, they become unsolvable. So if that's the case, you want to maintain it. Okay, so are you going to treat the current strategy feasible to carry on? If it's not feasible to carry on, you need to change. Okay. The last one is competitive advantage. Now, all corporate strategies should provide creation or maintenance of a competitive advantage. Okay, so that the customer will prefer you instead of the customer preferring to your competitor. So your competitive advantage normally derives from whatever resources you have, whatever skills you have, or whatever position, okay, that is you have. Position means your place, your company place in the industry. Okay, so if any one of them create some disturbances or turbulence, therefore your competitive advantage has been eroding. Therefore, you need to do again your strategy. So it becomes more and more difficult to do because the environment becomes more complex. Now, complexity will come from speed or government regulation or social norms or competition getting more stronger, or suppliers. You may be surprised. Your suppliers are also supplying to your competitor. So sometimes, if you are not careful, your supplier will favor or place more emphasis on your competitor when they supply the materials to them and leave lesser capacity for you. Okay, so of course the future is very difficult to predict. Okay, variables, increasing number of variables. Now, what are variables? Variables are factors that affect your company. For example, political, economic, social, or technological factors. They are changing all the time, so therefore there are more and more variables. Okay, rapid rate of obsolescence. The product that you make very fast can be outdated because your competitor will come in to have new products to fight against you. So the rate of obsolescence are very fast. Now, for normal product life cycle, you will have to product development, we call it the 0 stage. And the stage 1 is the introduction of the product, then growth, then maturity, then decline. Now, there are certain products that do not have much obsolescence. A good example is Milo. Okay, you're all Malaysian. I think you all know what's Milo. That drink has been here for a long, long time. Okay, so it's not going to get obsolete so easily. But you look at handphones. Okay, let's say you look at Apple phones. Maybe every i1 or i2 or i16 or whatever it is, every 2-3 years, they have to change model because Samsung come up new one or Huawei come up new one. Okay, so whenever there's a change in your product life cycle from maturity, especially from maturity to decline, you need to make up new products. Therefore, your strategy need to change. Both domestic and world events affect organization. I think that's easy to understand. You take longer and longer time to develop product. Okay. Why does China develop so many products so fast? Because they are graduating about 500,000, 500,000 STEM. That means engineers that is good in electronics, mechanical, science, and technology. STEM, science, technology, electrical, and mechanicals. Engineers. 500,000 every year engineers coming out. Okay? Now compare that with US. They are maybe creating 500,000 lawyers and lesser engineer in USA. Therefore, in USA, okay, they take very long time to do product development. Product development means making the product better or finding new users, okay, or new functions. That's what it means. So if you have more engineers, you will have lesser product development. Okay, but if you have lesser engineer, you take longer time. And because you take longer time, you will not have very good competitive advantage. And that will result in you not able to fulfill your original strategies. Okay, rapid technological advancement, I think you can understand, or there's more competition or new law coming in. Okay, now how do you actually go and do this evaluating? We call this wait, what is the word my boss always says management by walking around. Okay, so you can use the word wandering around. Okay, so when you walk around, okay, actually walk around and see with your own eyes. Okay, don't call meeting. That is one way, but walking around is very effective to see what's going on down the line, to see what's going on in the market. And that sometimes trigger you to change your strategies. Okay, now you should be on a continuous basis. I won't say you must do it every day. Huh? Okay, continuous basis is when the OTSW change. Okay, don't have a specific date. Let's say after 3 months, we must do evaluation. After another 6 months, you don't have this kind of mindset that you only evaluate on a certain future time, a certain predetermined future time. You cannot do this. You only do evaluation when the OTSW, and it comes up anytime. Okay? So that's why the other one is like walking around. Okay? So organization members should be involved in determining appropriate corrective actions. Now, when you are evaluating your strategy and you come up with your new strategies, now your members are still thinking about the original strategy because you already informed them earlier. So when you have a new strategy, please go ahead and inform them, get their input, okay, and so forth. So this is a matrix basic table, okay. Have major changes occur in the firm internal. Have major changes occur in the external. So this is the SW and this is the OT. Has the firm progressively satisfactory towards achieving? So see, no, action. So all you can see in the matrix. The only time when there's no major change in internal, no major change in external, and our firm progress quite well. Okay, you continue present. Other than that, so do you notice there are a lot of corrective and only one continue? Why? Simple. OT keep on changing, and your company sometimes cannot progress satisfactory because the OT keep on changing. Okay, so what does that mean? You need to do evaluations, okay, and then take corrective actions, okay, because OTSW keep on changing. Now, measuring organization performance. The most common one is expected result to actual result. Okay, once you measure really, you need to investigate why. Then evaluate individual performance. Now, sometimes the individual fail is not because they are no good. Is the OTSW too strong for them? They do not have enough resources or they're not being trained enough for it. Don't jump to a conclusion. If a manager is no good, not performing, is because he's lazy or he's incapable, wrong man at the wrong job. Please go beyond him first. Look at the deviation, investigate why there's the deviation first. Okay, then see the progress once you do the countermeasure. One method of measuring organization performance is the balance score chart. Now, this is quite famous. I personally don't like it. Okay, but never mind. Okay, this is quite famous and we call it the balance score chart. Okay, and I think it's common because it's US, UK, Japan, and Europe. Okay, so we will look at 4 criteria of a balance score chart. Is there a picture? Okay, picture better. Okay, so first, learning and growth, business process, customer perspective, financial data. Okay, so you have 4 here. So when you look at your vision, okay, transforming society. So this is your mission, this is your vision. So strategic priority. So you have certain strategic objective. Maybe you have 3 objectives. I think it's a lot already, but nevertheless, let's say you have 3. Now you measure each of these, right? On financial, on customer, on internal, on organic. Now this will be the art. The science is the metrics and how you have this chart. Okay. Now, for each one of them, let's say for example, okay, financial, we want to increase revenue, increase profitability, decrease operating costs. This is very normal. So what's the KPI? Net profit, operating cost reduction, revenue in target sales market. So these are the target percentage and these are the projects. Now, these will be actually in the functional area. Okay, and basically, oh, why I have this like here? Okay, so the target also basically can be by functional area, but at the end of the day, right? The targets and the project must achieve this strategy, the objective. So you can have customer, you can have any one of them, not more than 4 or 5. Okay, so improve. This one is one more. Organization capacity. Improve the skill, improve technology, this improve supply chain. Okay, internal process, improve information, all this. Okay, so they only do 4, and they always want to use KPIs, and they always got very clear target. Okay, and they got various projects. I think I have informed you already. I don't really like KPIs with target per year. I would like to have KPIs. Okay. And monitoring not at the end of the year or half yearly, monitoring daily and training. Okay, daily and training. But sometimes when you use balance score chart, they are looking at financial, customer, internal, and organization. Actually, to run a company is not only 4. That's the issue. And sometimes maybe a customer can be the top priority. Maybe we have a very strong customer base. Right, so maybe this customer is not a strong priority. Maybe another thing may be a strong technological improvement, or maybe getting more patents to be published and so forth. So, but they always use only 4. What I'm trying to tell you, for balance score chart, run a business is not just 4. Okay, please put the priority which one is to be there. Now, we go back to the earlier chapter. So now you have a OTSW, and then you have the internal evaluation then you have the external evaluation, then put in the weighting and the rate, put in the factors, weighting and rating. Then from this tool, you do the old the opportunity and strength to come up one or two strategies. So that one or two strategies is what they have put here. But if you put so many of them, this is a little bit of problem because your resources is not enough. I think maximum you should only have two strategies. Okay, for Ulabu is very big company, so okay, maybe have only two only, and then you put whatever you think is the important to submit this, hit this one. Okay, not controlled by all these words. Okay, they thought financial is important, customer is important. Now, for example, now Amazon, when they started, many years they make loss. They will never achieve their financial objective. Okay, Amazon. Okay, why? Because they are investing for their infrastructure. So if you are doing balance score chart for Amazon, for many years you will fail. You think you will fail. So this may not be important. And for monopoly business, customer is not important. They are there. They have to buy electricity provider, okay, water provider. We don't care for customer. Okay, so this is quite common use. I'm saying you can use this as a guide, but please be aware there are other factors beyond 4 factors. Running a business is not just saying make sure you got 4 factors. Okay, some key factors reveal the need for qualitative or intuitive judgments. Okay, now what do you mean by qualitative? That means it's not quantitative. Quantitative means, for example, can be measured very precisely. It's quantitative. Qualitative, like, is, for example, it cannot be so easily measured. It's a feeling sort of thing. Okay, qualitative. How good is the firm balance? Okay, so all these answers difficult to get exact numerical number. So sometimes you may need to use qualitative. Now, when to do qualitative and when to use quantitative. Let's say when you're doing a research to know something, certain research will automatically ask you to do quantitative because you want to know something that's happening in the market. It will be most likely quantitative. But if you have a new problem, will people accept flying cars? That will be a qualitative judgment, not a quantitative, because you have not got flying car before in the market. So you have no data, no numerical data to do your backing, to do your correlation, your regression, and so forth. So how do you take corrective action? So alter the frame structure. This is what you may need to change from traditional top-down to maybe metrics or combine whatever it is. Replace one or more key individuals, divest the division, alter the firm mission and vision. Okay, whenever you do OTSW, it affects back to your mission and vision. Revise your objective, alter your strategy, devise new policy, and so forth. Sometimes you may even need to outsource or rein in this. Don't grow. How do I say? Reduce your business. Rein in. Now, one thing, whenever you increase in people working for you, the probability and possibility for incorrect appropriation increase. Why? Because these are people. The more people you hire, there is a more chance that there will be more human error. Simple as that. Okay. Does that mean we have to use AI and robotic? Actually, it's a better option. Honestly speaking. Okay. So when you take corrective action, you will have employees and manager anxiety because this is called resistant to change. How you manage change, that's your skill. Okay. Now, contingency planning means the thing has not happened, the risk have not happened, the problem has not happened, but you plan now. So when you're doing the here, hang on, here and here, okay, you should now have some contingency planning because the implementing cannot be implemented properly. Okay, or here, when you are making a strategy, you may have a contingency plan. What happens if this strategy is no good? Okay, now, is it an absolute necessary? I think it's better to have. But many companies don't have contingency plan and they just trust their strategy and they implement, and something go wrong, they go back and evaluate the strategies. But sometimes to evaluate and change your strategy take time. If you have built in your contingency earlier, okay, it will be easier. And contingency planning means risk management. Okay, only means risk management. Now, one of the very common way is gross profit insurance. You can actually buy gross profit insurance with a reputable insurance company, but the premium is very expensive. Okay, so if this is your planned gross profit and the actual is very much different, so you will go back to your insurance company, hey, I already paid the premium already. Okay, at that time, the insurance company will look at your operation and see whether is it because you are negligent or because you fail to take proper action. If you are negligent and you didn't take proper action and the result is your gross profit go down, right? Then they don't pay you. Okay? For your gross profit that you buy the insurance for. Another thing is they say it's a force majeure, means act of God. Your profit go down because, COVID, act of God. So the insurance company don't pay. Excluding these two items, that your operations are not negligent, your management are not negligent, right? And there's no force majeure, act of God, the insurance company will pay you. Now, this is expensive and not many insurance company will buy. Will take up this policy with you. You have to shop around. Because it's very expensive, many companies doesn't do it. They just try their best without buying insurance for gross profit. Okay, so maybe only high priority areas. So if you think your company only certain product is very important, because let's say a certain product contribute 80% of your gross profit. So that product you maybe have to consider. You don't need to buy insurance for all products. Okay. So contingency plans. Now you actually haven't actually started to implement yet, no, your strategies. I'm talking about only contingency planning. Okay. So if a major competitor withdraws, what should we do? If our sales objective not reached, what should we do? So a lot of if, and a lot of question mark. So this is how you do contingency planning. Now, a little bit side. If you have something happen to your company, okay, a fire, okay, you may have a contingency planning, okay, what to do. Maybe you'll get a subcontractor to make your product temporarily or something like that, buy insurance or something like that. Now, when you face the public, if something happened to your company, maybe some financial papers, journalists want to interview you, or it's a big fire, so many things will be affected, or your product cause harm or damage to the environment, or damage, get people sick or die or whatever it is. One of the first thing you do, only have one person answer the press or answer the television review. Okay, don't have 2 or 3 person. It can be the CEO answering the questions, or your strategic management manager people to answer. Okay, whatever, only one answer. And when before you go for the TV interview or the news conference, get ready some potential question and get ready some potential answers. And if you got question come out that you do not know how to answer, it's too sensitive to answer, you know what you'll do? I don't have to answer now. Maybe I come back to you later. Maybe I come back to you later. Not you must come back. So if the journalists ask you, no, this is too important, you cannot just evade the question, you will still stick onto your guns. You stick onto your guns and you say, I do not have the answer now. Do not bluff. Okay? Do not lie. It's better to say you don't know than to bluff and lie. Okay? Because whenever you say, and if you say wrongly, can be subjected to legal cases, criminal cases or civil cases against you, okay, and your company. Okay? Seven step, identify both beneficial and unfavorable events. Normally we don't care so much about beneficial. We only contingency for unfavorable. Trigger point, when are they likely to occur? 2 months after implementation, 3 months after launch of the new product. Okay, specify when you have a trigger point. Assess the impact of each contingency event, development contingency plan, how much the contingency plan will capitalize or cancel out its associated contingent event. What this number 5 means, you may have think there's a contingent event. Okay, fire in the factory, contingent event. What is your plan? And how much this plan help you to recover from that fire? So it's very easy to think about it carefully. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're running a business. Contingency plan are like, for example, your hardware and software. Where do you back up? Same premises or outside premises? How fast should you do backup or how often? End of the day, mirror image, very expensive. End of the day, backup. Backup whether the files fireproof or no fireproof. These are examples of contingency planning. Okay, what happens if there's an accident? One employee die. Okay, what's the contingency plan? Okay, who to report to the police and also to OSHA? Okay, safety and health. Okay, the act, the law, occupancy safety and health law. So these are the plans you need to make, and some of the plans you can file up and you can reuse it again, and then once in a while you may need to update the plan. You should actually have a manual, okay, a manual on possible contingent event to happen to your company. Okay, what should you do? Okay, you may be malware, hacker, and so forth. Is there any early warning signals and so forth? Okay, if people in the IT department seems to be taking a lot of leave, they are unhappy, be careful of your database and your software. Okay, now I want to talk about risk. Now, risk is not part of your syllabus. Okay, but when you're running a business, and since I'm teaching strategy management to you, I want to talk about risk to you, because it's actually what happens when you're running a business. Okay, things can go wrong always. Okay, fire. Okay, even my company last time, Sony. Okay, the CEO go sick, go to a wheelchair. So there's a disaster lah, no? CEO went, no? Okay, he has to go for surgery. So everything happened. Supply chain, Japanese earthquake, Thailand flood, global parts shortages, right? So all these are things. BlackBerry, I don't know whether you can still remember BlackBerry. It was before the smartphone. Right? Class action against you. Now, this is one key statistics that we get from US. Over 40% of business that don't have a disaster plan. or contingency plan go out of business after a major loss. 40%. They go bankrupt because there's a big event, harmful event, and they actually don't have a disaster plan, and therefore they panic, right? Say something wrong to the press, or cannot recover in time, and so forth. Okay, 40%. That's why I say let's consider risk. Okay, possibility of a loss. You cannot achieve your business objective. This is risk. Okay, outcome will not occur. So, risk management, contingency planning, and crisis management. Now, your syllabus only asked me to teach you contingency planning, but I want to say risk management comes first. Then the last one will be crisis. So let's go very fast. So how do you deal with risk? Ignore it, wait and see? No, depending. Reduce probability of risk, take action. How to reduce risk? Okay, so now can you remember your OTSW? Now, where is your risk? It's in the T and in the W. Okay, now I always say you use to make your strategy based on your O and your S. Correct? Look at your T and W. If your T and W is very big problematic, right? You may have to have one more corporate strategy to handle your T and your W. Okay, so share and deflect. I just already explained to you about insurance, make contingency plan. Okay. Example of risk management, marketing, over-reliance on one customer or over-reliance on one main products, develop multiple distribution network, operation, hold spare capacity, okay, or get hold of subcon availability, quality assurance and control. This is very important for risk management. Finance, trading insurance to protect against debts. You go and think about getting money before the risk happen. Okay, that's why you need to be friends with the bankers. You need to be friends with investors, just in case that you need money urgently. Okay, and people, key man insurance. Therefore, let's say we got one special chief technology officer, or maybe number one marketing manager, marketing GM, very good one. These two people, you can buy key insurance policy for them. How does a key insurance company work? Most insurance company will take. You will identify a few percent, and then you can pay insurance premium on their life or on them resigning. Okay? And if the fellow die, for example, the money go to company. You don't go to the wife of the man who died. Okay? So the company goes to the money goes to the company. The company, up to their discretion, can give some money to the wife or the children, but it's discretion. Now, key man insurance is different from the normal company. The normal company, you have the group health insurance policy, not that kind of policy. Okay, group health policy is for all. Okay, not really that expensive, right? But key man insurance is more expensive, and it must be identified to a few important person. Okay, if this will die or resign, okay, company suffer. So that's why we buy insurance, and the money comes to the company, not to the wife. Understand? Hey, so far, can you say something? Say something. Are you on the line or not on the line? Any question? Thing?
Yes.
You're on the line, huh?
Yes.
I'm on the line. I'm on the line. I'm listening,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Chia.
I'm on
So
the
far,
line
any
too.
question you'd like
we
to
are
ask me?
listening.
So far, any question you'd like to ask me?
No, sir.
Okay. Contingency, I think I already explained a lot already, so I'm not going to explain so much. What is scenario analysis? So sometimes when you're talking about strategy and the strategy is created already, then sometimes we go to another room or another place or another day, offsite meeting, senior managers, and we start to think about what are the risks, what scenario, and scenario analysis will translate to, oh, for example, fire. Okay, it's an analysis, it's a scenario. Okay, how often? So actually, for a scenario, you can put all the small paper, what you call the post-it paper, you post it onto the board. So some crazy also got, some not so crazy also got, right? So you collect all of them, then you go through and see which one is likely to outcome. Now, how do you know which one is likely to outcome? We call this sensitivity analysis, testing. Okay, testing whether the outcome is okay or not. I mean, the outcome likely to occur or not. Let's say if you are in low-lying area, your factory is a low-lying area, so scenarios there will be flood, right? Therefore, what should if it's a 1 feet water, 2 feet water, 3 feet water, that is called the sensitivity analysis. And then you need to have a plan if it's 1 feet water, 2 feet water, or 3 feet water, or if there's a major fire. What happens if there's a major fire? Okay, so when you talk about scenario analysis and sensitivity, you will sometimes notice companies actually got factory A and factory B to split the risk. They don't put all the machine in one physical location. They split it up. Okay. So introduction to risk management. Risk management is the process to identify the loss exposure and the most appropriate technique for treating such exposure. Okay, so a loss management in which the loss is possible. Okay, situation. A plant may be damaged by an earthquake, or an automobile may be damaged in a collision or something like that. Okay, meaning of risk. So you have to think about before and after. Okay, so if you think about before, so prepare for potential losses in the most economic way. So let's say, for example, if your factory, okay, maybe have a fire, so what is your best economic way? Look for subcon. Okay, reduce anxiety with any legal applications. Okay, so post loss, how do you survive? Do you have ability to bring in the capital to make a new company? Would you want to continue operating? Okay, or how to say, pack up, fire, gone already, factory go, stop business. That's the worst things that you can do. And normally, when there's a major event and you do not plan, 40% means you go bankrupt. And that is a terrible thing, right? Because you didn't have a plan, okay? Or contingency plan. Okay, so identify the loss, measure, analyze the loss, select the appropriate combination of techniques. You don't have to do all. Just select which one is better, one is risk control, one is risk financing, implement and monitor the risk management program. Okay, property loss, liability loss. Okay, oh, there's another insurance, whereby our staff do something wrong. Okay, and somebody sue the staff, you cannot get much money. So, because the staff is employee, so somebody sue the company because you hire the staff. You understand? Now, there is insurance policy that's called consequential loss policy. Okay, not all insurance company offer, but you can ask your insurance company which company offer, right? And last time I think we buy Taisho Marine and also Midway Marine. They offer. Okay, we call it the consequential loss insurance policy. So what does that mean? It means, like, for example, let's say you are making baby powder. Okay, making baby powder, and one employee very angry with you, so he put some poison into the powder. Okay, and then you sell out to the market, and then the market people eat, babies die. So the parents come and sue. Then we, under police investigation, we find that his employee, Mr. A, he's the one who put the poison. Now, the family is not going to sue Mr. A because he's an employee, doesn't have much money. So the company is going to sue the parents are going to sue the company. Why? Because the company got money. company have more money than Mr. A. Of course, Mr. A will have to go to jail, no? Okay. On top of that jail thing, which is a criminal offense, killing a baby, the parents can sue the company under a civil case. Okay. Now, you may have buy a policy, and the insurance company will pay, provided, again, the same thing. If the insurance company prove by investigating that you never train the fellow properly, you never hire proper procedures, you never have proper interview, and he's dealing with a quite important job by putting the ingredients, you never do a police checkup, whether he's a former criminal or not. Therefore, you are negligent. When you're negligent, insurance company don't pay, so the company has to pay, even though you buy the insurance policy. Now, how do you counter that as a company? You counter that by showing when you employ your people, when you do the job description, when you do the job description and you advertise the job description, you make sure the job description is comprehensive enough for that particular job. Then you need to document all those people who have write in, file up. So he will say, I'm very good, I never go to jail or whatever it is now, okay? Then you interview him properly with all the records that show that who is interviewing, who, when and where, what time, how many times, this and that. And then you give him to come to job, and you give him maybe 3 months or 6 months. What do you call the one? 3 months, 6 months, temporary. What's the name for it? It's not temporary worker. Probation. Correct? Under probation, 3-6 months. And then you give him training to do the job. And whatever training you give him to do the job, you must give him the correct training. There must be a manual, and he has to sign the attendance that he attended the meeting. So when the parents sue the company now will show that we have done everything we can, that this fella, we have trained very well. He's under our control. He's our employee, he's under our control, and we have managed him and we have trained him very well. Now, he went and put the poison because of some other issue, not because of the company's negligence. Then the insurance company had to pay. Now, why is this important? Especially when you're doing pharmaceutical and food. Many people take your products, and all of them get sick. And you know what happened? One lawyer, smart lawyer, will stand up. We will do a class action. What do you mean by class action? Mr. A is a parent, Mr. B is a parent, up to Mr. Z is a parent. 26 parents. They are not going to file and sue you 26 times. They're going to group all together these 26 people, the lawyer. The lawyer will go and approach these 26 people. And the lawyer will tell, I will represent you free of charge. Why? Because the lawyer knows they can win the case. And because of 26 people, we call it a class action. And when you have class action, the payout is huge. Because under the jury system, in a civil case, the jury can say it's not only Mr. A affected. Mr. A to Mr. Z, or Mr. Z, children all die. Right? It's very serious. So the claim can be millions and millions of ringgit. And reputation for the company will go down the drain. So you have to be very careful when you're running a business. Don't have a case for class action. And you have to show that you have been doing correctly as a company so that you don't lose the case. Okay? Loss frequency, the thing, the rest you can read yourself. I'm not going to go through everything for you. At the end of the day, please make sure you have contingency planning, and contingency planning, before contingency planning, do the first one, risk management, contingency planning, and then after effect. Okay, these are the 3 important steps. Now, risk management, contingency planning, not in your syllabus, but I want to add in because it is important when you are in a senior position, right? You need to understand the risk involved. Okay, because you need to protect your company, means protecting your own job and protecting all your employees' job and your shareholders' share capital. That's it. So far, any question?
No.
Okay. We will now go to Number 9, corporate management and control are not so big deal. Okay. So what are internal controls? Now, do you know some of your company are Sindiran Berhad, Private Limited or Berhad? Okay, that means limited. Okay. Now, if you are sole provider, you don't have to worry. If you are partnership, you don't have to worry, right? It's only if what do you call that one? Sindiran Berhad and Berhad Limited and private limited companies. These the type of companies need to be audited by law under the Company Act 1967, I think. So the law says that you need to be audited. Audit by who? External auditors. Who are the external auditors? People who has passed the accounting exam and accepted by the Malaysian Institute of Accountant, okay, to be qualified external auditors. You may pass the exam, but you need to also apply to the Khazanah. Let me just believe it. Government, okay, the treasury people to give you the license to become an external auditor. External auditors are appointed by the shareholders in the AGM or in the EGM, annual general meeting or extraordinary meeting. And the auditors are paid by the shareholders, not they are not employees of the company. And the auditors normally works in an auditing firm. Okay? So they are going to investigate your company. Now, how do they investigate? They investigate all your transactions. Right? For example, your sales and whether you receive back the money or not, your payroll, and so forth. Now, they cannot investigate. Let's say your company is big, you got 1 million transactions a year. They're going to take a sample. Okay, and from that sample, they will write a report. We call that the auditor report, external auditor report, to see whether your income statement and your balance sheet, which is the historical 1 year financial transaction, whether those figures are reasonable, true, and fair view. Now, they didn't say 100% accurate view because they are not checking for all the 100% transactions. They take a sample. Okay, now, where would they go and check? Well, it depends. If they think HR got problem, they take more samples. Okay, and from that sample result, they will do the report. Oh, sorry, before they do the report, let's say they go HR and they found something wrong, they will ask management, why is it like that? And how are you going to repair it immediately or repair it in the future and so forth. Now, based on all these things, they will come out the report, and the report will be given to the shareholders and also be lodged with the government. Okay, so your accounts, income statement and balance sheet, and also the auditor report will be lodged with the government and anybody can see. Just pay a small amount of money when you go to the ROC, okay, registrar of company. Now, why that's important? Because if I'm a supplier, I need to know your accounts is okay or not. Because if your account say you have no money, I'm not going to supply to you, right? Okay, so if I'm a supplier or if I'm an employee, maybe I don't want to work for your company if the income statement show you're making a loss. Or if I'm a bank, I'm not going to lend to you money if you don't make profit. Now, how are you going to pay me back my interest and my principal? So the accounting report is very important, but it only reports the past 1 year. Right? It has no bearing on the future. That you must understand. But according to the law, it needs to be audited, and the auditors will go and check. Okay, which department or which process, maybe payroll process is wrong, check issuing is wrong. Okay, production, they don't check so much on production, maybe a lot on finance and HR. Okay, for other operations like IT, quality, they have sometimes they have a so-called expert in the external auditor firm to go and check. And that report is very important. If you have a bad report, not true and fair, you may have an auditor cannot rely on the accuracy of the financial statement. They will write a very bad report and nobody want to do business with you. Okay, so important for the auditor is where is the internal control? That is a key point. Because if every department have got internal control, first, must have. Second, is the internal control detailed enough? Third, are people following the internal control? Fourth, if those people not follow, do you, the management, know? Do you take countermeasure? And the last step, once the new countermeasure come up, do people follow? That's how we control. I repeat. First, for every functional department, every process, HR department, so many process, payroll counting, okay, updating of employee records, making advertisement for job vacancy. What about finance? Okay, do payment, check signing, okay, booking of transactions in the ledger. Are all these processes being done correctly? Each process should have one manual, and each manual should say what is to be done. The manual can be not only what can be done, who can do it, who can approve, who can approve. All this must be inside. Okay, what to be done, what not to be done, should be inside the manual. And do people follow it? That's where the auditor comes in. They want to see, hey, people follow or not. If they are not following, that means you are lack in control. That therefore, your management, there's something wrong. You are letting people do whatever they want to do. That is not correct way. Right? So, these are example of internal control. Do we have segregation of duties? Husband and wife don't work same department, please. Okay? Then, do we have enough authorization of approval control? Do we do reconciliation? What you say in the manual actually doing or not? Okay, who's keeping all the records? Okay, is a record kept safely? Information processing control, inputting data into your computer system. Okay, who can do at what level? Okay, then internal auditor. Do you have internal auditor? Then documentation. Okay, these are internal control. So now, I will show you a practical example if I have. Let me see first, of internal control. Hang on. Okay, when I was working in Sony, okay, during my supply chain time. Okay, this is what I make. General overall internal control, decision making. This one is the management committee, means the board of directors. This one the MD by himself, and this one is the sector head, senior GM. So we can put management policy. Who must approve? Business, new business, closing business. Okay. Budget, who can approve the budget, amendments to budget, and so forth. Capital expenditure. Okay. Above more than 100K must be board director, 5,000 maybe MD capital, there's a form to fill out and so forth. Investment, acquisition of land, building, asset write-off. You retire an asset, you buy off, you want to throw away or sell it away. Okay, if the asset is very expensive, who can approve? Income, who can do contract, who can credit limit to to customer, pricing policy, who can control expenditure, who can approve any expenditure. Okay, this amount. So you can control by this: purchasing, leasing, finance, which bank to open, funding, how to use the money, accounting record, and so forth. This is a general overall company. So now if you look at, for example, HR, okay, this is the what. Therefore, they need to have an internal manual, how to do recruitment, to reflect all this, what is supposed to be done in recruitment, okay, what kind of approval need to be done. Then the external auditor and also the internal auditor will look at the manual and see whether it's being followed. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So now It depends on your company. My company last time is a little bit huge lah. That's why our figure is also quite huge, right? Well, even though we are quite a huge company, also we see any above 100K already must go director already. Okay, just just a form, approval authorization form. They have to fill up what they want to buy, attach the quotation, then the one who is a proposer, who is approving, then one more column for directors to approve, for one more column for MD to approve for sector head. So maybe, for example, one of your manager want to buy a computer, so maybe it's around 10K. So you fill up the form and then up to the GM to approve. Okay, we allow him to do that. Okay, so that's what it means for internal control, and that is one of the important key for this particular subject. Okay, internal control, safeguarding asset, ensuring accuracy, promoting efficiency. All this not so important. Types: preventive, discourage errors or irregularity, password protection or segregation of duties. Defective, to find errors after they have occurred. So, for example, inventory checking. For inventory, you may want to practice ABC rule. Okay, A is those is a very expensive, very important inventory. B is also, C is we can buy from many suppliers very cheap. So for A type, we will do more fiscal accounting at least once a month. We call it cycle counting. So you may have a total list of inventory, maybe 10,000 bucks, and then you split out into which part number is very important, very expensive, very important, because there are very few suppliers. Those will be the A list. In the A list, you must at least count once a month. Now, which part number to count? Every day you actually count. Automatic, you can get number generator, okay, to pick out the items to count. We call it cycle counting. Okay, I'm not teaching you operation management. The people who teach you operation should tell you what is cycle counting. But anyway, that's what it means. Okay, inventory checking, corrective controls established to fix problems once they have identified. So if there's a problem, what is the next step? How to solve the problems. Okay, so these are type of internal controls. Hard and soft control, nothing much as that. Hang on. Hard control, formal, intangible mechanism, structure, policy, or region procedure, like just now what I showed you, that is hard control. Okay. Soft control is your code of conduct. Okay, have a code of conduct in your company, right? What can do, what cannot do lah. Come to work on time lah. Don't bluff lah. Okay, be honest lah. Whatever lah. You can go to internet, get a copy of code of ethics. Sometimes they call it the code of conduct. You know, that kind of things. Balance, mixture of both compliance and foster a positive culture. So compliance means the senior management must show good example. Okay, if not, monkey see, monkey do. Okay, means if the senior management also practice bad thing, you think the juniors will not follow. So if you go back home early, okay, or you're lazy, or you use the company resources for your own personal use, your junior people all will follow. Okay, so please make sure. Positive culture, segregation of duty, all this I'm not going to talk. I think it's normal internet type. So now the external auditor, sometimes to reduce external auditor fee. Okay, so the external auditor is paid by the shareholders, but the shareholders' money actually comes from the company. So in other words, the company actually pay the external auditors. Now, how to reduce auditor fee? First way, every time maybe you have the same external auditor. Okay, so you ask the external auditor, don't send me new audit clerk. Because whenever they send in new audit clerk, they have to relearn, therefore spend more time, and auditing firm charge you based on their hours work. So ask the auditing firm always to send back the experience or previous years same audit people. That's number one. Number two, if you have your own internal control department, your internal auditor must do the same job as the external auditor. Look at all the internal document manuals, record down whether people are following or not, take up the examples of people that are following and so forth, put into a file. When external auditor come, internal auditor give them this file. That will reduce the external auditor time and therefore reduce the cost. Okay, so the internal auditor can be compliance with the law, how to make your income statement and balance sheet, IT audit, whether your computer is okay, not okay, right? Control, internal control, performance audit. Performance audit means can be two. It can be the audit of the management. Okay, do you take corrective actions fast enough? Do you have a contingency plan? These are all performance audit. Okay, operational audit. Okay, why is the spoilage so high? Why is the lead time from you to your customer delivery of goods so long, not above the plan? That is called operational. Operational audit normally tie back to functional departments. Okay, and environment audit. Okay, do you spoil the environment and so forth? So therefore, now next one, after we finish the internal audit, now we want to implement the performance management system. Okay, uh, why we want to do performance management? Ensuring that employee activities and output align with the organization goals. Okay, now this is a little bit strange. Okay, I tell you, this is a little bit strange. Okay, you do not in practice use performance management, okay, to make sure the activities and their activities and output align. This is wrong thinking, because from the very early under OTSW, you already organize, you already have the objective, and then you ask the functional department to come out their own objective or strategies. These are in line already. If it's not in line, means ask the functional people to redo again. And once it's aligned already, you can have KPIs, but KPI should not be on a yearly or half yearly. It should be on a daily basis. Okay, so therefore it should be a continuous process, not annual appraisal. Okay, so when you are doing continuous process, you are looking not just on evaluation, but improvement and development of the people so that they can achieve the objective, the functional objective, which is in line with the corporate objectives. Okay, so performance management cycle, planning and goal setting, which is already first part of the functional strategies. Monitoring and coaching as much as possible, even daily. Okay, reviewing the performance, that's not normal. This one I don't really like. Rewarding and recognizing achievement, because everybody is expected to achieve. You know what for we hire you? What's wrong with the thinking? Okay, so now this is good. Smart. Your strategies and your KPI, whether be specific, can be measurable as much as possible. It's possible to attain. Now, it's only possible to attain if you give enough resources and training. Okay, must be realistic, or else nobody will follow. But people will still say yes. We will try to do because they haven't got a new job yet. Please understand, people. And time. Time is a resource that can be easily, how do I say, wasted away. Okay, so remember, smart. This is good. Okay, KPI, you can have balanced scorecard. I don't really like 360-degree. Difficult. Why is it difficult to get input from supervisor, peers, same level, and subordinate for a comprehensive review? You know what they do? Okay, now I want to do annual salary review on marketing manager. Okay, for this marketing manager, okay, we ask the HR manager, hey, what do you think about this marketing fella? We ask the production manager, hey, what do you think about this marketing? That is by peers. Then we ask the marketing supervisor, the marketing clerk, what do you think about the managers? Then we ask the marketing general manager, what do you think about this marketing manager? You know what's the problem with this one? Most of them don't tell you the truth. Why? Because we are Asian. We do not want to tell bad things about other people because we scare other people to say bad things about us. So therefore, when you're asking input from other people about this marketing manager and you use other people input, it doesn't work in Asian countries. Sometimes they give you very, very bad review because maybe they are quarreling or they don't like him or because of racist or because of gender. You know, the guys will never say good things about the ladies, right? And maybe racist, they don't like this person, race or religion, so you say bad things about him. Or you get very, very good one review. Everything good, this fellow, very good, very team making. Actually, the burger lousy, but he will always say good because you don't want him to say bad things about you, and because face is involved. You know, in Asia, we always believe in face. But if you use American company, they are not worried. They will tell you the truth. American, not so bad. Okay, British, not so bad. They tell you the truth. But if you come to Asia, forget it. Even the Japanese, they won't tell you the truth. They keep it to themselves. Of course, it's a matter of faith. So don't try. If somebody is in HR, don't try this. Okay, because you will get wrong answer as a waste of time. Okay. Okay, so step by step, understand strategy, define success criteria, create KPI, 6 data. Okay, draft the KPI statement, check alignment with SMART. You can do this, no big deal. As long as you don't use KPI or semi-yearly or yearly review. Use KPI daily. I think this I explained this. I'm not going to explain the balance score chart. So the traditional feedback, manager feedback on this receiver. This 360 is a manager. You give feedback for everybody. Ask them to fill up the form and give to the HR. HR will then take the form, give to the manager, and then it's a 360 degree. But unfortunately, all these people don't tell the true story. Okay? Types of feedback in the corporate world: constructive, positive, degree, and so whatever it is, performance, continuous. Actually, feedback is daily one. Why? You need to do coaching, performance, leader coaching, external coaching, daily. Performance, value, all this. Managing strategy change. Okay. Now, a simple metrics, speed of change. Slowly, step by step, big bang. Transformation or realignment. Employees like to have incremental changes. They don't like to have big bang. And they do not like to have very huge, okay, transformation. Okay, they like to have easy alignment. Okay, so please understand, when asked to do change, and when does change come in? When you have a new corporate strategy or new functional strategies. So try to understand, okay, where are you, and to understand this small little font. Okay, so unfreezing, changing, refreezing. Now this one, unfreezing. Now this one happen when you transfer managers around, when you acquire another company, or when you merge with another company, or when there's a joint venture. Okay, they want to destabilize the status quo. All those people, that's no good. Okay, that's called unfreezing. So changing, implement a new behavior, then monitor it, any problem, okay, solve with it, and then stabilizing it back. That is called freezing. So unfreezing, changing on, and refreezing. Okay, managing resistance, source of resistance, fear of the unknown is the most. Okay, and communication, participation, cultural transformation, mind shift, ritual, stories. Stories. Stories are important. Somebody do something very well. In Sony, last time, we have small booklets printed on how a manager do a certain job. And that book is put into the Sony library. Or We interview people and the video is put into the library of other Sony members. They are supposed to read it. To follow or not to follow is up to the situation, but we keep all the stories. Okay? Story is not only from the senior people. You may have junior people with transformation ideas. They will come up, we will write the story and put the manuals. Okay? Managing change, managing and control of multinational. Now, multinational got a lot of problems because language is different, culture is different, even the weather is different, the people is different, and social norm, everything is different. Okay, politics is all different. So there's a legal system very much different. Okay, so if you want to go multinational, please be aware. Do you want to centralize headquarters in, let's say, New York? Everybody follow New York. New York issue all the objectives, all the strategies, all decentralized, depending which way. Okay, it's up to you, depending on the business, okay, situation. So we may have centralization first 5 years, decentralization next 5 years, and then go to centralization. Okay, you do not have to stick forever in one method. Cultural control, corporate culture, socialization, rotating managers. Now, we have a problem when we rotate managers. Okay, now I will explain to you why. Okay, let's say we have a project. I think it's a bit small. Why cannot zoom one? Huh? View can zoom, isn't it? Why is it missing? Huh? Oh, I think it's because I'm sharing the screen, that's why I cannot. So anyway, you got a project A, and then maybe you have a project B. Maybe one is to make a condo, the other is to make a highway. Okay? Now you got various departments. Let's say you got finance, you got HR, okay, then you got marketing, you got production, then you got oh, I'm typing all mistake. Huh? Maybe for example, you got HR, you got accounts, okay, maybe you got production and so forth. You got maybe R&D, okay, or QA and so forth. Okay. Now we have a project manager here. Now he's going to score. He's going to subcon people. So HR sent Mr. A here and Mr. B here, and accounting will send Mr. C here, Mr. D here, and so forth. No. And so forth. Okay. Now what's the problem with this? Nothing. So far, HR department, project A, making highway. So he say I need to have one HR people, one accounting people, one production, one R&D people. So boss say, "Hey, send your people instead of hiring outside." Okay. Now what's the problem? So this A will report to project A manager. This B will report to project B manager. C will report to here, and D will report to here. What's the problem? He knows that he has to go back to HR once the project is over. So therefore, this man actually got two hits to report to. Official head, report to him. Temporarily until the project is over. He has to go back. And when he go back, he's worried. No more table for him. Because HR say, I subcon now this fellow, job is vacant, he employ another person. When he go back, there's no job for him. So he worried. So he will always try to please HR manager. Now this will be even more complicated if it's a different country. He has to go back to a different country and then suddenly got no table for him. So they will put Mr. A somewhere, miscellaneous department, no window, no table, wait for him to resign. That's what happened in multinational company. So if you are doing strategic management, please understand. If you have a project in another country, and you're getting people from your home country or another entirely different country, they have to go back. How do you make sure that he can go back? Not only he is worried, you, the strategy manager, must also be worried that when you go back, there's a position for him. If not, this will either be sacked or will be sidelined. That is practical. Understand? In my class, always got practical. Anything else? Okay, so be careful of this. Financial control, transfer pricing. I'm not going to go into that. It's a bit complicating. Make sure whenever you from one, okay, transfer pricing means, for example, my company has got tire making company in Indonesia, engine company in Thailand. So these two sister companies are selling their tire and engine to Malaysia. What is the price they're selling? That is important. Because if the tax structure of different countries is different percentage, so sometimes I can take advantage of Indonesia very, very high tax. Then I make the Indonesian company don't make so much profit. I will sell to Malaysia at a very low cost. Very low profit in Indonesia, pay lower Indonesian tax. Understand? Now in Thailand, the tax is very cheap percentage. So Thailand send their engine to me. I make sure the Thailand engine is sell at a very high price, make a lot of profit in Thailand because the percentage of tax is very low. That is called transfer pricing mechanics against the law. But they still do it. Because as a total company, total corporation with 3 countries combined group accounting, they make lesser tax. They pay lesser tax. Okay, that's what's transfer pricing. Expatriate management, when you have expatriate, you have to not only take care, okay, place for them to go back, what is their current salary in the new country. Sometimes they will have hardship allowance because they go to a different country, have hardship allowance, tax-free, housing-free, children education in the international school may have been considered in the pay package. If not, they don't want to go overseas, right? So that is what you call corporate management and control. So first, in chapter 9, easy, do internal control, have manual, and that is how you do good control. Then do the internal control, and the additional things is like, for example, expatriate or metrics, how you do the control. Okay, so far, any question? I got another half an hour. Any questions so far from anybody?
Not from me, sir.
Okay, okay, I will continue because we have one more chapter, and then we will close this subject. Okay, governance. Now in Malaysian law, there's actually a law of governance. So we'll look at it. Okay, now board of directors, I think most of you know. Okay, the core legal duty, good faith. That means first we must appoint directors that are knowledgeable. You don't appoint directors that happen to be your friend who just want to collect director fee and also just to make up the minimum number of directors based on company law. Okay, so they must be able to do the job. Therefore, they must have a duty of good faith, act honestly, as in the best interest of the company. Okay, duty of proper purpose. They must exercise power only for the purpose for which they are conferred. That means board of directors must attend meeting, and like just now I show you the MC, which is board of directors. These are the things they must approve. They cannot escape. Okay, and board of directors should not go for overseas trip to study trip. What the hell? They bring along their wife and children for holiday. Duty of care, they must show that they are not negligent in their duties. Now, if the board of directors do something wrong, now what happened? Outside people, the parent is going to sue the company, right? Who is in charge of the company? Board of directors. If the company got no money, the next case will be against the board of directors individually. So therefore, the board of directors need to show that they are having duty of good faith, they have a duty that they've done proper purpose, and they have do reasonable care. If not, the board of directors will be held liable personally. Okay? Make the board of directors matter. Okay? So now, with a few type of directors, one is called the independent directors, not working in the company. 1/3 of the board must be independent and balance skill. Board of directors must have a wide range of skill. Some may be former accounting people, some may be former marketing people, some production people, whatever. Okay, and it must be very clear who is nominating the board of directors. Board of directors are elected in the AGM. They serve normally 2 years or 3 years, depending on the memorandum of the organization. Okay, and how do we do that? The effective governance framework. Basically, committee. The board of directors actually have committees. And the committee, like for example, audit, nomination, these are the three basic ones. Okay, the three basic. Sometimes they have one more environmental committee, but these are the three basic ones. They should have an audit committee. Who is the inside here? The directors. No, the board of directors, let's say for example, got the 10. Some will be inside the audit. Some will be under the nomination, and some will be under numeration. You may have also the one director serving 2 or 3 committee at the same time. Okay, so what's the function? Audit committee look at the financial integrity and the risk of the business. Okay, remember risk management? So it will be covered under the audit committee. Okay, and charter, the mandate and the scope. Nomination, talent gap, performance. Okay, talent gap means this committee need to identify which position is vacant and we need to fill up. Which senior manager is retiring, GM is retiring, and we need to fill up this person. Okay, and then remuneration committee, right? How do we pay people? Okay, so what do we do? The charter for each of these, a charter means 1 or 2 sentences or maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs. What are their main jobs? Frequency of meeting. Now, we have to show in the year-end report, okay, the annual report. Each of these committee, who are the directors and how often they attend meeting. So if they don't attend meeting, it must be noted. And they must attend majority of meetings. Okay? Meeting means meetings in Malaysia. Okay? Meetings in Malaysia. Okay? And then reporting lines. So who is supposed to report it to? Audit committee, I think, report to board of directors or to the board. Now, committee means committee. Board of directors means board of directors. But the committee members are split into committee because there are different functions. And committee members, the makeup are board, a makeup from the board of directors. Okay? So board strategy, risk, okay, and oversight, approve strategy, set strategy goals. So where did this strategy come from? After OTSW, okay, recommended by the what do you call that one? The strategy manager. Set risk appetite. Here's the risk dashboard. Okay, under risk. Then monitor here. Linking KPI requiring risk dashboard, then will be monitored and so forth. Okay. So board committee, annual board committee, and individual evaluation of the directors, gap identification, disclose, improvement plan, everything. Okay. Stakeholder theory and corporate social responsibility. Now, under the effective governance framework, now the traditional view, the old view is we are the shareholders, we give you the money, you, the company, go and create some value so that everybody make profit, right? And then can employ people, company make profit, can do an investment and pay back some money as dividends to the shareholders. Okay, so the traditional view is maximizing returns for owner. Make profit, give more dividend. Why? because they are the risk taker. They are the one who put in the capital money. Now, the new theory is everybody please enjoy. They call it the stakeholder theory, moving from traditional to stakeholder. Does everybody follow? No lah. Many people still follow the traditional, but maybe some advanced looking, more modern looking company will follow this way. Okay, stakeholder theory, employees, suppliers, customer, community, environment. Okay, long-term work for everybody. Okay. So now classify stakeholders by attribute. Okay, where are the stakeholders? These are all the various stakeholders, right? So some is power, okay, each one of them. Okay, legitimacy, power, legitimacy, agency, dominant, dangerous power. So at the end of the day, normally we have one core defending stakeholders. What does that mean? Look at this. Do we give here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody 25% share? No. Sometimes companies say, now very important, we take care of suppliers. Now we will take care of customers. But since customers okay already, we better take care of employees. So sometimes it moves, but it doesn't mean that this will become zero, maybe lesser percentage of importance. Okay, so that's what it means. Prioritize engagement, okay, ensure timely attention, realize benefit, and give to them. So this is moving. The share or the priority is moving, okay, because of OTSW. So CSR and competitive advantage, we are saying that if you have good, okay, CSR, corporate social responsibility, is it written somewhere here? I don't know whether they put, okay, yeah, CSR, corporate social responsibility. So if you have good social responsibility, you should align with your core competency, identify your core competency, align with the social responsibility, and then receive the correct outcome. Okay, so this CSR aligned with competency, and therefore CSR can be a strategic investment. You actually invest for the CSR, therefore you will get benefits. Okay, sustainable competitive benefits, because this way is only appeal to stakeholders, but this you will get sustainable, means customer come to you more. Okay, so we use CSR to get competitive advantage. That's why you see sometimes some companies, there's a flood, company donate money, corporate social responsibility to get sustainable competitive advantage. I donate money for flood victims, right? Factory company donate, name become big, good. People see your good company, they buy more of your products. Now, stakeholder theory and corporate. So the framework, okay, good view to market discipline. Okay, community incentive, do something lah, clean the beach. Okay, paint the roads, whatever lah, plant more trees lah. So detail of risk reduction, community carbon footprint, workplace report, employee well-being, increase safety standards, diversity metrics. All these will have good impact. Investor comparability, because some investors, they want to invest only in green company, right, or ISO type of companies. Then promote transparency. Therefore, in general, the market will think you're a good company, so they will buy more from you. Okay, so there are a few metrics like community impact, carbon footprint. Okay, profit ROI, that's the normal one. Okay, this is a holistic review. So here you can now price the externalities, investors, because you are doing internally very good. So external, you will get better grade or something like that. Investor insight, pricing, management advertising. Okay. Stakeholder engagement mechanism. Yeah, we always have AGM. Now in Malaysia, there's one more code called minority shareholder. The W, I don't know stand for what already. I know it's a minority shareholder interest it is actually recommend that big public listed company have a minority shareholder interest, sort of a committee. Okay, interaction process, gather feedback, build trust, strategic outcomes. Okay, what is agency problems? We have a problem. Shareholders give the money, therefore they are the principal, but they don't manage the money. The money is passed to the company, and the company gives the money to control to the board of directors. So the board of directors can make, just now I show you the Sony example. So this is called the agency. These will give money but cannot control the money. These will never give money but is now controlling the money. Okay, okay. So they are having different thinking. He wants more dividend and more profit. He wants continuation employment and more bonuses for themselves. Therefore, there's a conflict. Okay, so shareholder want to have shareholder wealth, and the managers and the employees or the directors want to have more salary and more power, more status. Okay, and the problem is come from information asymmetry, knowledge gap. You see, managers get more information than shareholders. Why? Managers running the business, they know the day-to-day operation, they know the day-to-day sales, they know the risk, they know what's happening. Shareholders don't know. They only get the annual report once a year. Of course, they rely on the external auditor. External auditor only report what? Past thing, past 1 year. But the managers will know what's going on day to day, and managers can even forecast what happens in the future. And we call that information asymmetry. And because of this information asymmetry, here got more information and here got lesser information, therefore there's a gap. And this gap can be dangerous because this fellow will do whatever he thinks is best for him and don't care about him. Okay? So that is why in the board of directors, we have a remuneration committee. How do we remunerate people? Okay, variable pay, clawback clauses, share ownership guidelines. Okay, this kind of all is inside there. So independent directors, so the majority, I cannot remember how many percent, majority, 3/4, I think it's 3/4 of the composition of the total directors must be independent outside. Now, you have to remember, independent directors also collect director's salary, right? Right. So it's up to the shareholders to, now the board of directors will recommend a salary. Shareholders will vote. And if they don't like, shareholders can change directors, whether independent or non-independent. Now, what is non-independent directors? People like me last time, also working in Sony and also executive director, that's called non-independent. Okay, rectify related party transaction. You cannot have so many related transactions between the directors. Like for example, company cannot give loan to directors. Understand? Company cannot give car to the directors for their own personal use. Okay. Therefore, okay, external governance, internal governance, takeover. Yeah, external governance check, takeover threat, market activities, investor, debt convenience, internal measure, fear of loss drop. Yeah, this is two type of control. Nothing much. Detection. Oh, okay. Compliance program, corporate value, code of conduct, board endorsement, organization DNA. Okay. Leadership model, monkey see, monkey do, consistent, empower employee to voice concern, some feedback loop, suggestion, whatever. Each pillar enforce risk assessment, policy, training, monitoring, corrective action. This one is talking about the director side. Okay. Bribery, corruption. Okay. MACCA, section 17A. Provide for professional corporate conduct. Directors not supposed to take any bribery or even take a gift. Okay. This is a law, by the way, anti-corruption. Confidential headline, independent investigation team, non-litigation, financial early dinner, nothing much. ethics climate survey, breach trend, KPI, nothing much. Okay. Now I want to show you, we still got a bit of time. I will take 5 minutes. I will show you because if you are a senior, oh, I cannot, I have to get off from here first, huh? I have to get off from here first. Hang on. You are still with me, huh?
Yeah, I'm still here, Mr. Chia.
Okay, let's look at the annual report. I like Nestle because sometimes I drink Milo, so we just show example 2025. Okay, now all public listed company must make their own annual report by law. Okay, and the accounts cannot be more than what 6 months. Cannot be more than 6 months of the year in closing. So let's say we have the annual report. Okay, view all. Huh?
I think 2025 not yet come out, right?
Don't know. Just now I check only. You don't have. Don't have. Wait. Now it's 1 month. Now it's June. Now it's May. Oh, maybe got press
No, it's
currency.
May only. Yeah, it's May only. I think due on June, right?
Uh,
You,
May. Annual report got already.
oh,
2025. Yeah. So
Depend
let's
on
look at it.
the closing, the
final
Okay.
financial
Let's
closing.
download. Okay. What is this? Downloading. Okay. Open file. So, this lady, annual report, Nescafe, good life, whatever it is, our business. Now, can you see what we sell? Nothing much. Letters, statement, strategy, investing, rating, financial review, corporate governance. Can you see corporate governance? Right? A company report. Okay. So our financial performance, just a summary. Our key non-performance index, climate, nature, whatever it is. Okay. So, letter from the chairman, okay, statement from the letter from the chairman or statement from the CEO. Sometimes they will talk about the future, their future plans. Okay, that's their strategy, what they want to do, driving growth or whatever it is, investing for growth. Oh, where am I now? Evaluating. Where is the
Yeah.
responding to changes or under reset, engaging with shareholders, business transformation. So,
You don't have the account statement.
no. Maybe different report. I think this is just only the financial review. So key
Oh,
figures. Okay, group over review, key figures. Uh, review, key figures, accounting. You will have an auditor report somewhere around here. Product category,
don't think so.
right, financial review. Have to find for it, but never mind. Right, here it is. Okay, see, they're looking at risk, okay, in the report. So type of risk, description, potential impact, and their key countermeasure or mitigations. Okay, business risk transformation, climate change, consumer behavior, corporate environment. Now, you cannot write this unless you do the OTSW. Understand? Okay? Geographical society, health and safety, human rights, all this. Okay, so supply chain. Oh, so many factories they got everywhere. Okay. So corporate governance. Okay. This one is the wrong one. This the not Malaysia one, this is the grand total one. But it's the same. Okay, it's the same. Let's look at the hang on. This one is the here. I should not go to the Nestle Global. I should have gone to Nestle Malaysia, right? Okay, accept all cookies. Okay. Okay, just a quick security check again. Okay. Now, so this Malaysia one, annual report, Okay, download. So your corporate financial report, sustainable report, annual review report. So there are a lot of wonderful report. So I want to show you. No, I want to show you. Okay, not just the annual review. Very fast. We still have a few minutes. Oh, why so slow? Line no good.
It's big file.
Never mind. No, anyway, now it's 4:14. I'm still sharing with you, You can still see,
Yes,
Hey,
it's
by the way, how many
downloading.
people now? How many people enter now the class, You don't know how many people. Oh, this one cannot go away one. No, 6 people. So I better go and do one more time. The attendance, because earlier only got 4 people. Now look attendance. Okay, so anyway, let's look at the annual report. Oh, here got come out already. Okay. Now, the reason I show you this is next time when you're working and you want to know about your competitor, you get a lot of information from the annual report. Okay, annual report can be online or you can go to a check, right? So because you want to look what is going on in the industry or what is going on with your competitor, so you can actually look at their annual report and get an idea what is going on. You can see their strategies. You understand?
Mm.
That's why I want to show it to you, because as a strategic manager, okay, our business present, fast track, creating share value, our business portfolio, leadership, corporate information, so human capital, creating share value. A lot of them is what, no? PR, careful. But the chairman and the CEO message, sometimes they talk about your future. So you know what your competitor is going to do. See, okay? With this, remain steady. See, so that is, they are looking to share progress for society and environment, tandem with delivering sustainability. So that's one of their thinking already, Sometimes this one is like sometimes PR, sometimes it's not PR. Sometimes they actually good, okay? So they're looking at how to do good life, good food and good life. That is their thinking already. So you will see, actually you will see, let's say this is 2025, you see 2024 review. You see a 2024, and then you plug what you can get from the 2024, and then you see the 2025, did they achieve it or not? Is that what they write in the 2024 accurate or not accurate? That's how you can do. See, what did I say? Antenna up, right? Antenna up. So where's the antenna? One of the good way is to see your competitor. Okay? Because your competitor is coming out the annual report. So you can get idea from your competitor annual report as a guide. Okay? For your antenna up, why always blank? I think the file is too big. Okay, our business review and so forth. That's how strategic manager can get antenna. Okay? So far, can you understand?
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Then,
Yes?
yes, understand,
Yes.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, can
close.
understand.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait. I close. Okay, just wait. Okay. So anyway, have you got any question for the last chapter?
So far, no,
So
Mr.
far,
Cha.
okay, good.
Okay. So
Yeah. So far, good.
okay, I will stop recording now.